Drop the gun! Show me your hands!
Welcome to the Weekly Homicide Report, the weekly program where we talk about all the people that needlessly died at the hands of another person. Now let's look at this week's graph. Chicago had 8 homicides last week, and 4 out of the 6 weeks this year have been in the single digits, which is not common there. Philly had 10 homicides, so 2 weeks in a row with double-digit numbers. I didn't think they would be able to keep up with Chicago this year, but they're determined to prove me wrong. New York City had 6 homicides, and although they started out the year with mostly stabbings, things are back to normal, and it's shootings after shootings now. Baltimore had 2 homicides. They have been under 5 for all but 2 weeks, and of those of where the race was listed, 90% were black victims. DC had 4 homicides. The city has yet to have a week with more than 5, yet still it's 4 higher than they were last year at this time. Las Vegas had 6 homicides last week and sits at 19, and Columbus, Ohio had 2 recorded murders and sits at 18 on the year. There were 9 mass shootings last week. I covered a couple of them. The week was actually going really good, and then on February 8th, a Wednesday, there were 3 mass shootings. None had more than 5 victims, but resulted in 9 deaths combined. 4 children under the age of 11 and 31 between 12 and 17 were shot and killed. 4 a week for the little kids is average, but the 31 for the teens is slightly higher. In total, 188 kids under the age of 17 have been shot and killed so far this year. There were 21 defensive use of a firearm incidents reported. I covered 1 of them. Of the 21, 13 resulted in the loss of life of the criminal. 2 police officers were shot and killed in the line of duty. I covered both of them and intend to cover them all. I put this image at the beginning of the Peter Jerving video and also intend to keep track of this, since no one else likely will. Approximately 453 people were victims of murder last week, and 462 died from suicide with a gun. I'm sure there were plenty others who killed themselves by other means as well, but we lost nearly 1,000 people to non-natural but intentional deaths. Well, that's all I have for you today, but I'll be back next week with the week 7 numbers. Until then, have a great week, and I'll catch you next week.